Hey there, fellow readers slash gamers. Welcome to episode 3 of my playthrough through the visual novel Everlasting Summer. Now, this is a Russian visual novel that you can pick up for free currently on the Steam network of games. So, from my last video, our protagonist had ended up in this kind of strange area. He decided that in order to figure out just what the heck was going on, he was going to enter this strange camp and meet the camp counselor or guide or owner, or I can't remember, but it doesn't really matter. Let's see if she's some hot girl that we're supposed to make out with. A mere 50 meters ahead, a small one-story house popped up on the left side. The sign near the door said, "Clubs." I was about to come closer when the door suddenly opened and a short girl wearing a pioneer uniform came out. Her pretty face gave me the impression of one suffering for the fate of the whole of mankind with a truly universal sorrow. Is this the deep chick? As soon as she saw me, the girl froze as if frightened. I froze too, considering what was the best to do, to approach first or wait until she showed some initiative. Or maybe run away after all. This guy likes the idea of running away a lot. Although this last option was constantly being suggested only by my self-preservation instinct, at least that's what I'd like to believe. Well, at least he acknowledges it. Not the worst human instinct, but far from the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the outcome would be predetermined. And those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting to me that there was no need to be afraid of this girl. This guy overthinks a lot of crap. Oh, suddenly, somebody jumped out of the nearby bushes. Oh, it's the lolly girl now. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR written on it. Such a perfect reproduction of the age. She looked quite short from a distance and was probably younger than both pioneer girls, the one at the gates and this girl at the door of the clubs. At last I decided to come closer, but the USSR, as I called her in my mind, jumped towards the first girl and started telling her something while wildly waving her arms. The other girl in turn seemed confused and lowered her gaze, remaining silent. I would have probably continued to observe their amusing dialogue, but the USSR suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and started waving it in front of the first girl's face. This something turned out to be a grasshopper, which I'm guessing she doesn't like very much based on her opinion. Yay! The first girl squealed. She must not be too keen on insects, as she instantly rushed off towards the place where Lenin presumably made his speech about the workers' and peasants' revolution. That is to say, towards the square. The USSR glanced at me, grinned playfully, and dashed after her. Not a bad start to the day. I have absolutely no clue where I am. Besides that, there are some kids here role-playing as pioneers. And as far as I can tell, this place is located thousands of kilometers away from my home. It might even be a different reality. And this was indeed a reality. I mean, everything around me seemed so real, if a little embellished, that I was starting to think that in fact my previous life could have been just a dream. And what am I supposed to do now? I was picking at the cracked paving stones with my shoe and staring aimlessly at the clubs building. Just few more seconds before I have to come up with some decision. That's when I recalled myself rolling on the grass, weeping. We all remember that. I cringed in disgust. Perhaps it's another instinct. When all energy for whimpering and self-pitying is used up, the body either goes into hibernation or mobilizes its reserves. Mine seemed to have chosen the second option, because out of the blue, I found the determination to figure out what was going on. And in order to do that, I had to act like a man. Like a human. To maintain the dignity of a representative of my own world. Okay, so he's decided. I followed the path to the left, on the right side of which stood small cabins, apparently the homes of the local pioneers. Actually, they looked quite cozy from the outside. Even though I was born in the Soviet Union, I had never been part of its children's organizations, neither the pioneers nor even the younger October children. I imagined the daily life of a typical pioneer camp a bit differently. Huge barracks with long rows of metal bunks, wake-up call at 6 o'clock played by a siren, 1 minute to make your bed, then joining the formation at the drill square. Or wait! Could I be confusing it with something else? Bong! Something hit me. Oh, suddenly something struck me on the back. I staggered but remained on my feet, turned around and prepared to fight heroically for my life. But all I found was another girl standing before me, and this one likes to show off her belly button. Is that what he's going to call her, belly button? My mouth hung open in surprise. Pick your jaw up off the ground. I closed my mouth. The same pioneer uniform, but the way she was wearing it looked, let's say, provocative. Like all the girls I had met before, this one was rather cute, but her overly arrogant expression killed any desire to get to know her better. New here, are you? Fine. See ya. She threw a threatening glance at me and walked past. I waited for the pioneer girl to turn at the corner. Who knows what else she might have been up to? The most interesting thing was that even this hostile girl seemed completely normal to me. She did not give off the feeling of some deadly danger. Except maybe the danger of getting punched in the nose. At last I managed to make it to the square. There was no Lenin on an armored car, although one could easily expect something like that after all this had happened. Instead, however, a monument to a certain comrade towered in the middle of the square. The letters on the pedestal read, Genda. Genda? Must be some big figure in the party. There were some small benches at the sides. It's quite pleasant here. Where did that girl tell me to go? To the left or to the right? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, everything's fine. And why am I going there anyway? All right, I've decided to pretend to be normal. So, to the right. Buddy, we're all pretending to be normal. Let's just deal with that. Through a small grove, I came out at a pier. I must have taken a wrong turn. Hey, wrong way! I turned towards the voice. Ta-ga! The first girl in a bathing suit already. That first girl stood before me. Now what did I tell you? Take a left at the square, wasn't it? She had changed from her pioneer uniform into a bikini. Oh, I still haven't introduced myself. My name is Slavia. Actually, my full name's Slaviana, but everyone calls me Slavia. So you can too. Yeah. I still felt a bit confused, but so I could not come up with more meaningful answers. And what's your name? It felt like she could see right through me. Semyon? Nice to meet you, Semyon. All right, I'm almost done here. Could you wait here a minute? I'm going to change and we'll go to Olga Dmitrievna together. Agreed? Agreed. After this exchange, she ran off. I sat on the pier and let my feet hang into the water. I was wearing heavy winter boots, but in such weather there was nothing wrong in getting my feet wet. Furthermore, it let me cool myself a little. Looking at the river, I was brainstorming and processing everything that had happened. If this is some kind of conspiracy, it's a weird one, even too friendly at times. No, it really looks more like a random event. Some entirely incomprehensible random event with girls with bikinis. Shall we go? Slavia was standing beside me, dressed in the pioneer uniform again. Let's go. I've been here for a very short time, but of all the people I've met, She looks the least suspicious. Which probably means she's the most suspicious. However, this fact is already suspicious itself. There you go. See? I'm already ahead. We walked to the square. The USSR girl and the girl who hit me on the back were there chasing each other. Is that some kind of game they're playing? Ulyana, enough running. I'll tell everything to Olga Dmitrievna. Aye, aye, Captain. I decided not to question Slavia for a while about what was going on or the local residents. Better meet with this mysterious Olga Dmitrievna first. Sounds like she's the boss. We walked past the rows of almost identical cabins, some of which looked like fat beer barrels, while others looked more like household sheds. Finally, Slavia stopped in front of a smallish one-story cabin. It looked like an artist painting. The faded paint, chipping here and there with age, was sparkling in the sun. The window shutters, slightly ajar, were swaying almost unnoticeably in the wind, and huge lilac bushes were growing at the sides. It seemed as if this ramshackle hut was drowning in a storm of purple silk, and the lilacs, like some elemental force, were inexorably destroying the troop leader's house. Wow, it went from like beautiful to not so beautiful. What are you standing around for? Let's go! Slavia snapped me out of my daydreaming. And stop teasing Lena already! Whoa! 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 Rena? Sounds like there's someone inside. Indeed, a moment later the door swung open, and Ulyana ran out and dashed past with the same mischievous grin. The pigtailed girl came out next. Don't let it bother you, Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Rena, at least. But I don't. Instead of finishing her sentence, she blushed and quickly headed towards the square. For some reason, I felt like turning and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said, "Come." We entered the cabin. Inside, it looked like something similar to what I'd imagined. 2 beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a simple carpet on the floor, a wardrobe. Nothing special, but at the same time it felt homelike and cozy, although this room was almost in the same state of disorder as my own flat. The girl standing near the window appeared to be about 25 years old. Nature had obviously gifted her with a pretty face and a good body. At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. You're finally here. Excellent. My name is Olga Dmitrievna. I'm the camp leader. Nice to meet you. I'm Semyon. I decided to talk as if I wasn't surprised by anything that was going on. She came closer. We've been expecting you since early morning. You've been expecting me? Yes, of course. And when does the next bus come? 'Cause And why do you need it? Yeah, right. Why would I need it? Guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. The people here may react to them quite unlike how I'd prefer. And I doubt I'd get any answers. No reason. Just curious. By the way, where are we exactly? Our mailing address, I mean? I wanted to send a letter to my parents to tell them I got here fine. For some reason, I had the desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Oh, but your parents called just half an hour ago. Sent their regards to you. Now that's a surprise. So can I call them? 'Cause I forgot to tell them something before I left. No. She gave me a sweet, spontaneous smile. Why not? We don't have a phone here. But whoa! Did she just say that they called? Liar. ... Call her out. Then how could my parents make a call to here? I've just come back from the district's central town. I talked with them there. She's got an answer for everything. So that's how it is. And can I somehow get to the town? No. She kept the same smile. Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. I decided not to inquire how the troop leader managed to get there and back. I'd get no answer anyway. All this time, Slavia was standing next to me and seemed to find nothing odd in our conversation. Oh, we need to find a uniform for you. I've got absolutely no desire to put on a pioneer shorts or to wear that ridiculous red handkerchief. Neckerchief? Neckerchief. My bad. However, wearing winter clothes in summer isn't a great idea either. Right. Thank you. I wonder if I'm the only one here who finds it strange that someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. Rightio, I'll be off then, and you can get yourself acquainted with the camp. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked out of the cabin. No, walked is not the right word. She rushed out. I ended up alone with Slavia. I must go too. Got things to do. Take a walk. Look around the camp a bit. See you in the evening. If there is no threat or catch to this, then this reality, as embodied by Slavia, becomes more and more appealing. For the first time today, I realized that it was awfully hot here, although obviously my winter clothes were to blame for that. I took off my coat and dropped it onto the bed. My pullover followed it. I was now wearing only the shirt. That's much better. All I could do now was follow their advice and go look around the camp. I'll try to find something out in the meantime. Passing the local residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming my way. Oh, there's a dude here too. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Apparently there were men even in this kingdom of Amazons. Hello, you're new here. You must be Semyon, right? And how do you... Everyone knows already. I'm electronic. Electronic, by the way? The real one. You can call me that. Electronic was a robot character appearing in popular Soviet film and book series. He looked like an exact copy of a school kid called Sergei Chisakov. Okay. Electronic, the real one. Things were going from crazy to completely insane. Alright. Ulyana also calls me Cheesy. Cheesy? On toast with mushrooms? Because my last name is Chisakov. I see. Let me show you around. I accepted his offer, as it would have taken much longer to get to know this place alone. Fine. Let's go. We ended up at the square again, as if this place was all there is to this camp. Lena was sitting on one of the benches, reading some book. Electronic confidently approached her. Hello, Lena. Meet the new guy, Semyon. He started briskly. Oh. Well, you could say we've already met, in a way. Yes. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed, and went back to reading, as if not noticing that we were still here. All right, let's go on. I was at first surprised that meeting this girl was reduced to a couple of words, but then I thought that it was better that way. Electronic's vigorous activity did not fit well with Lena's shyness. Let's go. Next, we came to a building which I instantly identified as a canteen. And this here, I know, this is where you consume organic food. Yeah, something like that. On the canteen's porch stood the unfriendly girl who hit me on the back earlier. At the sight of her, my joking mood vanished in the blink of an eye. Really, now is not the best time to be pulling this guy's leg, even though he is quite hilarious. First, I need to figure out what's what here, or at least where I am. Her, over there, that's Alyssa Devichevskaya. Okay, anyway, it's Alyssa. Be careful around her. Or would it be Elisa? I'm going to say Elisa. He spoke it in a whisper. Be careful. Don't ever risk calling her Devacha. She doesn't like that. Okay, so translator says Deva means two in Russian. The whole nickname sounds exactly like 2ch in Russian, a reference to the late 2ch.ru anonymous image board. Oh, that kind of image board. What did you say? What did you call me? She must have heard him. In the blink of an eye, Elisa jumped down from the porch and dashed towards us. All right, you'll manage from here onwards. Electronic took to his heels. Oh, I get a choice. Run after him or do nothing. Well, I said I was going to be a man. I'm going to be a man, and let's see if this girl punches me out. I'm going to do nothing. Elisa, running past, stopped for a moment and growled. I'll deal with you later. Deal with me? What did I do wrong? I added a forced guilty smile to my words. But what am I guilty of? She made no reply and carried on chasing Electronic. Looks like I'll have to kill time alone, waiting for dinner. I decided to go east. At least in the direction where east would be in my world. Soon after, I found myself near a football pitch. A game was in full swing there. I guess watching it for a bit wouldn't do any harm. In my childhood and teen years, I was not a bad player myself, and even thought of going professional, but a few injuries in a row killed my desire to risk my health for the sake of uncertain chance in the game. Kids of different ages were running around the pitch. I could see a boy of about 10 and a girl of about 14 years. A girl. Hey, that's Uliana! Alright, so she plays football. What's so surprising? She seems a restless one, after all. I was standing quite far from the pitch, but she still noticed me. Hey, you! Uliana shouted. Want to play? I didn't know how to answer. On the one hand, running around for 10 minutes is no big deal. On the other hand, any wrong move in my situation could be my final one. But in any case, my attire wasn't suitable for this weather. If I played in winter boots and warm jeans, I'd sweat like a pig. And playing barefoot and without jeans would be simply unethical. Maybe another time. All right? I shouted in response, turned around, and walked away. I was followed by Ilyana's screams about my pants, or about me being a pansy, or something like that. Alright, so I gotta stop it there because we're already at about 23 minutes into this video. So that's going to be episode number 3 of Everlasting Summer. Again, if you like this game so far, you can head over to Steam and pick it up for free. It's both available for Mac and PC. I'm going to be continuing on with this one into episode number 4 and beyond. I figure I'll at least do this till I get to one ending. I don't know if I'll try and play it for multiple endings, but definitely we'll go through it to one ending. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you joined me for episode number 4. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to check out my future ones, including my future reviews of this, as well as future light novel reviews that I do on the channel, click on subscribe. Thanks very much for watching the video. I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye-bye for now.